Hi, welcome to Calvin's Garage. You see, I've been seeing a lot of unboxing videos on YouTube, and they seem to be pretty popular. So, today, we are going to be unboxing a new cylinder head for a 1952 Rio M35. Well, looking at the packaging, I think the packaging is very strong and secure. Definitely seems to be keeping the product contained. Biodegradable, that's a plus. Very green. It was, as you saw, secured by these two straps. I don't know exactly how these straps work. They appear to be just bent over each other somehow. I don't know, really interesting. Anyway, let's crack this crate open. I need a hammer. Okay, safety tip. Whenever you're doing something like prying or hammering, it's probably a good idea to be using safety glasses, but anyway, it's also a good idea if you're hammering something metal, hammer with something softer. Overall, surprisingly easy to get into. I was expecting more of a challenge. Okay, what have we got here? So the first thing, nicely wrapped in cardboard here, this is the new head gasket. Now, we aren't actually going to need the new head gasket. I think we're going to be using the old one. But I'm going to keep it somewhere safe just in case. Okay, and then this is the cylinder head. Now, it does have all the valves installed, just like they said it would. Seems to be in one piece. Let's flip it up. So the gasket surfaces look good. There's a little bit of rust back here on this one. But other than that, it looks good. Seems to be in one piece. Pretty greased up. I don't know whether we should wash it off with some engine degreaser, or whether we should just spray it with some brake cleaner and wipe it off. So this is new old stock. And new old stock basically means that it was never installed in a vehicle, but it's been sitting on a shelf in some government warehouse for who knows how long, and then it was auctioned off and has been sitting on the shelf in this in the warehouse of the place I bought it from for who knows how long. Okay, I'm not sure how much of that you can actually see because of the sun, but there's some sticky residue on this surface, so this surface will have to be sanded down. The valves appear to be good. They're seated a lot higher than the valves in the head that came off the truck. But I assume that's where they're supposed to be, because they would have put new valve seals in when they did the head. So you can see the spark plug holes looking good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we got the right number of cylinders. That's good. So that's the new head. Now, this is the old head. And yeah, some of these valves are seated a lot lower than on the new head. So it could have been a valve problem. So this right here is the repair that we did last time. And it seems to be holding up pretty well. There's no new cracks. So that means this head might be good. It just might need to be rebuilt. New valve seals, maybe some new valves, resurfacing some of these gasket surfaces. So what I'm gonna do, since these heads are so hard to get, I definitely don't want to scrap this, so I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm probably gonna put this in that crate, stick it somewhere, and then later on, at some point, I can go through and rebuild it, see if I can get it working right, and then I'll have a spare. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get that head out of the crate, put it on the hand truck, take the old head off the hand truck, and then put it in the crate. Sounds simple, but it's going to be a lot of moving and lifting with the crane. These heads, I can lift them myself using the straps, but work smarter, not harder. Use the crane. So I already mentioned that I didn't need to use the engine crane to lift that. I could have lifted it myself. It would have been kind of heavy, but you know, it would have been doable. But I like to work smarter, not harder. When you're using an engine crane to lift something heavy, you need to make sure that, number one, obviously don't step underneath the thing, the heavy object that's suspended in the air. You don't want to have the object suspended over anything that is breakable. You also don't want to lift the object higher than you need to. And you also want the crane to be on a nice level hard surface, and you want the part that you're lifting to be fairly level as well. You also need to make sure that you use proper straps and that the part is fairly well secured when it is on the crane. Now, once you put part in a crate, it's important not to seal it right away. So this head was on the truck, so it had coolant going through it, it had oil going through it. it's been outside, there could be moisture. So it's always good, first of all, try and dry it off if you can, especially the coolant. The coolant and the water can rust the part over time. So it's important to make sure that all the water is gone before you actually seal it up. And it's also usually good to put some oil on it to keep it from rusting. So we're gonna leave it in the crate, but not sealed for now. And then later, once we've gone through and done stuff to make sure that it doesn't rust while it's sitting in the crate, we'll seal it up, we'll find a place to stick it somewhere, and that'll be that. We've got the new head over there on the hand truck. We need to clean that up, clean everything else up, and then we can start working on getting the truck back together.